And thank you for joining me as we take a look at the Introit for this Sunday. This is from Psalm 103. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. As for man, his days are like grass. He flourishes like a flower of the field, for the wind passes over it, and it is gone, and its place knows it no more. But the steadfast love of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting on those who fear him, and his righteousness to children's children, to those who keep his covenant, and remember to do his commandments. The Lord has established his throne in the heavens, and his kingdom rules over all. Now, the word that jumps out to me as I read this intro is the word steadfast. To be steadfast is to be someone or something that is counted on. It is to be loyal. And there are certain things in our lives that we count on, and when they change, we're left a little confused. COVID-19 has challenged some of the steadfast things in our lives. It has made us change the way we interact with certain aspects of our lives. Have done so much more over the phone and over the internet than I have ever done before. However, being surprised by change has occurred in other ways well before COVID-19. I had an opportunity to get to know a lady who was a missionary in Macau, China for over 12 years. Now, after she had reestablished herself back in the United States, I asked her about how hard it was to adjust to living in China for that time. And she said to me that adjusting to the culture in China was not all that hard. When you get to go to a new place, a place that is culturally very different, there is an adjustment period, but you expect that. You're looking for that. You know that's going to happen. And she told me that the more difficult challenge was to readjust to the United States. Certain things that she had got used to before she left had changed. And simple things like the way you interact with the bank changed. That caught her more off guard. We see the things that we really rely on when they are taken away. We relied on the fellowship of others, and we really only knew that when we were told to stay home and stay away from one another. Losing a loved one and the grief that comes from that has this way of upsetting our entire lives and the things we counted on. And here in this psalm, we learn that the aspect of God's character is being slow to anger, meaning he takes his time to punish, and having an abundant amount of steadfast love, which means that his love is something we can always count on. And I'll be honest, I was baptized as an infant, and because of that, I have always existed within God's steadfast love. I don't know what it's like to live apart from it, but that doesn't mean that there are not times that I doubt. And perhaps a tough situation may make us doubt if God really does love us. Maybe guilt stands in the way of making us wonder if God will really forgive me in the end. However, we're told that God's love is steadfast. It can be counted on. And this is amazing news. It's amazing news because we understand well that our actions can hurt others and then fundamentally change relationships. When we do something that hurts someone else, they might very well treat us differently. No longer do we have the benefit of the doubt. However, that's not the case with God. There's nothing that we can do that will make God remove his love from us. We can rely on it, even if we cannot identify it. We live in his love. We are this. And the other good news is that even when we do mess up, we can also count on the fact that he is slow to anger. He lives by his grace, and that grace determines how he deals with us. COVID-19 has made us reevaluate a lot of things in our lives. It has made us ask questions. It has challenged the status quo. It has even exposed the temporary nature of life and the fact that things that we perhaps once relied are not reliable. But for those who believe in Jesus, his love for us is something that we can always rely on. It's something that is always there. Nothing we do can take that away. Nothing we have done can remove it. And thank you for joining me.